Right guys, you can see I'm in a slightly different location today on the beautiful beach in Bournemouth, and today's video is going to be bunker play, especially bunker play from bad lies. How do you cope with it? So, not too hard to give myself a little footprint to play out of here, right? That someone hasn't rated the bunker and you end up in a footprint. What are you going to do about it? Well, I've got some of the print behind, the ball's a little bit buried, there's a lot of sand behind the golf ball here. It's going to be difficult to get a great strike on the golf ball. So there's a couple of things we're going to do at setup. And we've got to perhaps accept that we might not get this as close, but out on the green may be a good option from here, you know, so your expectation levels may drop just slightly when it's a poor lie, obviously. We've got to still try and aim for a couple of inches of sand, around that 2 inches, but we do need to dig more because that ball is sitting lower. Normally I would use and activate the bounce of the golf club. This one I've got to dig a little bit more. There's a couple of things, however, I'm going to do. Rather than actually getting this whole sole of the wedge into the sand, I'm just going to actually try and hit this part. I'm going to try and get the heel of the wedge into the sand first. So I'm going to try and lower my hands and actually stick the toe of the golf club up in the air. So I still have that face a little bit open, and I'm almost going to be trying to dig this part of the wedge into the sand rather than the whole of the wedge into the sand. So I've still got the face open, but I've lowered my handle. I'm almost sitting the toe up in the air, and I'm going to make quite a choppy swing. Now, how do I do that? I just feel like I cock the wrist up. So I'm going more up and down rather than a normal, what I would call a U-shaped swing. I'm actually going for more of a V-shaped swing, a little bit more up and down into the sand. That's going to dig, but then I've got that face that little bit open, got that low handle. Let's see if we can give it a go. This is particularly horrible, this one. So that one worked. You'll see there, compared to my normal shot, quite a lot lower. I was having to hit down more, I was having to dig a little bit more, but I'd absolutely take it. So you may get that lower ball flight, it might skid a little bit more on landing, but as long as you can get that ball out, then you're absolutely fine. So again, let's give ourselves a poor lie, so a heel print here, so the ball is a little bit buried down into the sand. This would be quite similar to being the ball plugged. You know, when's the ball going to plug like this? You know, I've got a ton of sand here, which makes it very difficult on the beach. But a plug lie would be very similar. So let's play the plugged one. I can actually just, again, V-shaped swing, early wrist set, hit down into that sand, that couple of inches. Whereas normally I'm focusing on moving that sand a little bit more. I'm not decelerating here, but you will see a much shorter finish position because I'm having to dig down deeper. So the more sand I'm taking, the shorter this follow through is going to be. It's not through lack of acceleration. We need a lot of speed. To move that sand. So you'll see here quite a curtailed short finish, but it's only because I've taken a ton of sand out there. Again, here we are into that heel print. So down into that sand. I've opened the face a little bit, but I've lowered my hand. I've got the toe sticking up in the air. Choppy swing. Set those wrists. Oh, I definitely take that. So it landed on my temporary green I've put out there, sticking my 7-iron into the sand. But you'll have seen that little bit of run and release, whereas I've just filmed a normal bunker video where I'm playing from a good lie but lots of sand. And if you watch that video, I'll put a link just here, you'll have seen with those shots a much higher ball flight. From these bad lies, you'll have seen a lower ball flight. And there's a difference in how we're trying to play them. From a good lie, I'm really focusing on that upward movement, moving the sand, not striking down. Whereas when the ball is buried, we do need more downward energy to dig the ball out because the ball is effectively sitting down into the sand. How do we create that downward move? From this wrist set in the backswing. So focus on the wrist cocking up to hit more down into the sand. The contact point is still vital, 2 inches. You will get away with the normal lie more. From the bad lie, the contact point has to be a little bit more exact. What do most golfers do wrong when they're in the sand? They strike way too far back. Why do they do that? Well, quite simple, right? They do it because they haven't got enough pressure to that lead foot. So get that pressure onto that lead foot. I'm about 70-30 favouring my lead side. Now my contact point is going to be nearer the golf ball rather than way back here somewhere that so many golfers end up doing. I hope that video helped. I hope it's something a little bit different, a little bit fun for you. If it has helped, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content just like this.